More feedback tonight on the move by Bambootown MP Renwood Wells and Fort Charlotte MP Andre Rollins to leave the Progressive Liberal Party and join the Free National Movement.
Today, Prime Minister Christie expressed his view on what he thought was the real motive behind the action. Clint Watson reports.
Prime Minister the Right Honourable Perry Christie says the opposition leader has a hidden agenda when it comes to accepting Renwood Wells and Andre Rollins into the fold of the FNM.
Even though it may not be the best decision for the FNM, he wanted to make a decision to protect his office and his position as leader of the opposition by adding 2 members who will vote for him against Loretta Butler or any movement by Loretta Butler. So that's an FNM leader of the opposition decision to protect himself. And I didn't want to say it there in Parliament at the time because really I wanted to speak to the constitutionality of it, to the fact that people who make a solemn promise and run with a political organization never succeed.
The Prime Minister used himself and former Prime Minister Hubert Ingraham as examples to support his claim.
There are others who tried the same thing. And what happens is that a party pays a particular attention to them. And we know that it's a mistake. You can't one day say you are philosophically against the FNM. The leader of the opposition has a question before Parliament now in looking into the LOI. I don't know how he's going to deal with that.
Mr. Christie says he remains focused on the task ahead.
I had my little talk with them yesterday. They'll come to Parliament. We'll treat them as members of the FNM and we'll move on. And we will oppose them in the general election. And as I indicated before, these matters will be dealt with. And I have faith that they will be dealt with effectively, decisively, and they will see exactly how the Bahamian people feel when they subject themselves to a vote.
Prime Minister Christie says, in his view, both Wells and Rollins left the PLP a long time ago. He says they were not active members. Rollins, he says, left the party some time back, and since then, his branch has made a recommendation for former Member of Parliament Alfred Sears as a replacement for Fort Charlotte. Meantime, the branch in Bambootown is looking at a number of people to replace Renwood Wells. Clint Watson, ZNS Network News.
Thanks a lot, Clint. The Free National Movement says it's prepared to accept the contributions that Wells and Rollins can make as members of the party, acknowledging that in welcoming them, they also welcome their charismatic styles and views. Rollins responded to claims that they are opportunist.
Looking at the developments of our country since the last general election, I am eager to take advantage of any opportunity to rid our country of this disastrous government. And if people see this as a move of political expediency, or as you use the word, opportunism, I welcome that. Because, quite frankly, what we are suffering from in this country at the moment, on any number of levels, is a lack of opportunity.
As to whether they consulted with constituents before making the move, Wells said he consulted those who were closest to him politically.
Persons who I brought to the Progressive Liberal Party when I went to the Progressive Liberal Party as leader of a third party. I didn't necessarily consult with the PLP members. I simply informed them as to what was going to be my action. Many of them understood, and some said that it wasn't a surprise.
Members of the Bambootown branch of the Progressive Liberal Party not too happy that their MP switched sides and moved to the Free National Movement. Chairperson Patricia Delaveau released a statement today saying Wells has proven himself to be, in her words, selfish and unreliable by jumping ship. She said branch members are disappointed as well that he left without the courtesy of notice or advice to his constituency generals, officers, and members of the branch. Delaveau also called it baffling and ironic that Mr. Wells freely admits that he signed a letter of intent without proper authorization. She says his fraudulent actions created problems for both the government and the party, yet pulled the proverbial victimhood card in his departure. She then pointed out that the LOI matter, which the Free National Movement no doubt plan to use as a centerpiece of their smear and slime campaign against Wells, has been permanently tossed into the sea of forgetfulness as if the event never happened. Meantime, Bamboo Town PLP members say this is nothing new, and it can only strengthen their collective resolve and sharpen their focus on the task at hand.